set safe inside their house because the blood was covering the doorpost and lintels. So it was with Rahab. When the children of Israel came in and those walls, you know what happened? The walls fell down flat. They came in and death and dying on every hand. But Rahab and her house was safe. They were safe because the scarlet cord was tied in the window. Let me ask you this morning, dear friend, has that blood covered you? Is the scarlet cord in your window? Is it covering up your house? Are you safe and protected by the Lord Jesus Christ? There's a scarlet thread that runs from Genesis to Revelation, and without the shedding of blood, there is no...
The views, opinions, positions, or strategies expressed on WLAF TV 12 do not necessarily reflect those of the staff, management, ownership, or advertisers of WLAF TV 12, 1450 WLAF Radio, FM 100.9, or 1450WLAF.com.
Honeybee. Thank you, Honeybee. Welcome to the show tonight, folks. I think I've got some decent information to give you. Generation conversation. Some participation from folks. Especially when folks are careful when they get to that part, which should get to part down the road. I'll talk to you about what your city council did. And it's what they did too. You're on the air. Honeybee? You can't hear a thing? Well, probably because you're talking to me. Somebody else is calling me, see if they got the same problem. Okay. Hello? Somebody call and let me know. Thank you, brother.
Still here. I can tell you, but there's a real,
Okay, hold on a minute. Can you?
real low. I'm really.
Okay, got somebody else call. Let me know. Hold on a minute. You're on the air.
Sorry, we can't hear a word you're saying. What's going on?
You can't hear me now?
Barely.
Honeybee, I don't know what's going on.
Well, it's all time going on down there.
It's all time going on down here.
Yeah.
Okay, well, she's working on it.
Okay, honey. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You're on the air?
The volume's not high enough on your something.
Honeybee, what's going on? They're saying they just can't hear it. Every one of them saying they can't hear. So this thing's on, it's proper, it's hooked up. Okay. So, well, we'll do the best we can. She says it's working. Somebody keep me informed what's going on. I'll try to speak up. I was probably hammering on the table a little bit too much. You know how I like to move my hands on the table. You're on the air.
It's getting better. I mean, it's a little bit louder. I mean, it was about there.
Okay.
But I mean, it was getting better.
Okay. But she's gonna work on it.
Okay.
Thank you, brother. You're on the air.
Gary, you sounded a little bit
A
better.
little bit better. Well, I guess I quit moving my arms on the table.
I don't think that had anything to do with it.
Okay. So, well, she's working on it. We've got her working on it. Maybe we can figure something out.
All right.
Thank you. Well, I'll try to speak up. I don't think that's much of a problem for me. Appreciate Riggs Drugs for bringing the show tonight. Passed by there and I saw a huge sign on the way in. Bob Fannon's put a sign over most of the door there for state representative, and we're in support of that on this show. We're in support of that. So anyway, couple announcements. There's going to be a food giveaway. You're on the air.
Hey, Gary,
Yeah.
what that sounds like, I can hear you. What it sounds like if you was outside, the wind was blowing,
Oh, I know what's going on. Hold on a minute.
and that speaker, the speaker, the wind blowing.
Okay, I had a fan on over here because it's hot in here. I bet that's the problem. So I turned the fan off. So hopefully that'll make a difference. I bet that's it. They're hearing that fan over here.
Yeah, well, that's probably what it is.
That's probably what it is because I thought I had it on low, so I just disconnected the fan. So hopefully that'll work. Somebody else call and let me know if that's better. Thank you, brother. So I think Brother Joy St. John's Church is sponsoring a food giveaway Saturday. Yeah, this coming Saturday at 10 o'clock at 2 locations at 10 o'clock. Okay? Chew, it's already hot in here now. You're on the air.
Did not help anything.
That didn't help a thing?
No.
Okay, we'll figure out hopefully, I mean, she says it's on. I don't know what we've got going on, what we need to do.
Okay.
Thank you, honey. Okay. Honeybee? Okay, let's see. You're on the air?
Yeah, we can hear you pretty good.
Okay,
Hear you good. But when callers calling in,
yeah,
you can't hear them.
can't hear them. Okay, okay, thank you. We're trying to work on it. You're on the air?
Hey, Jerry, I'd turn that fan back on, brother, because it didn't have nothing to do with it.
Okay,
It sounds like you got a little interference in your mic.
okay. Okay, brother, thank you.
All right.
Thank you. You're on the air.
Jerry, you're coming in good in Jacksboro. We can hear you good.
You can hear me good?
Yes, we can hear you good.
Okay, appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, yeah, as a matter of fact, I heard myself in the back of the, so it may be just a certain feed because when she called, I heard myself in the background. So, but maybe she's got her TV up loud, but I appreciate that. So, well, we'll try to work this thing out. And anyway, Brother Joy St. John's Church, the Hope and Stand down here off Toe String Road, I believe is where it's located. They're going to have 2 food giveaways this Saturday, May 14th, at 10 a.m. at different locations. And one of them is going to be at the Jacksboro United Methodist Church, 108 Liberty Street, of course, in Jacksboro. The other one's going to be at Vasper Missionary Baptist Church. You're on the air?
Yes. And it seems like there's a wee bit of a roar in the background, but Jury is sounding better.
Okay.
A wee bit of a roar in the background.
Okay.
Okay?
Actually, I don't even know what happened to Honeybee. I thought she's in there working it. I guess I've been abandoned here. I don't know. So we'll figure out what's going on.
All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, you're quite welcome.
So, I thought Honeybee was in there working on it, trying to make it better, but I don't see anybody. So, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hello, you're on the air.
Oh, is there somebody there besides Tiny B that can work on this?
Well, she ain't even working on it right now. I don't know where she went, so I'm gonna text Jim and see if he can get me some help. So
I don't know where she went, so you're trying to get you some help.
I'm gonna text Jim, see if he can get me some help on this microphone.
All right, then. Thank you.
Thank you. You're on the air.
Hey, Jerry, I took care of that roar. I just lowered my volume down some.
Yeah, but then you can't hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Oh, you can hear me now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. Okay, so,
If they just lower the TV down a little bit, it'd take care of that.
okay. So, folks, turn your TV down a little bit. It should take the roar out, and hopefully you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Okay, thank you, brother.
All right, Jerry.
Okay. You're on the air. You're on the air?
Hey, Jerry.
Yeah.
Hey, everything's good. Now I can hear you perfect. It's real clear.
Okay, thank you, brother.
Okay, see you.
Okay. You're on the air?
Yeah, it's completely clear now.
Okay.
See you.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. I don't know if something, okay. The second giveaway on the food is at Vasper Missionary Baptist Church at 273 Old Vasper Road in Caryville. Okay. Both of these are, 10 o'clock Saturday morning. I'm assuming it's first come, first serve. If I know Joy St. John and his church, the way they do this thing, there will be plenty of food to be given away. They don't cut short on these things. When they do these things, there's generally plenty of food to give away. So get down there at Jacksboro United Methodist Church or Vasper Missionary Baptist Church, and they'll take care of you. There's no questions asked or anything like that. They're just trying to help folks out. So, I want to talk about, we spent the first 10, 11 minutes of the show about the sound. It's kind of got me got me dysfunctional a little bit. I want to talk about, let me get to that page. The city of Caryville this past week has, okay. The city of Caryville this past week passed and enacted for the city the International Property Maintenance Code. Okay, you can WLAF had a good article on it talking about what the city of Caryville did. Okay, let me go to it. They had their meeting. I tried to get a hold of city councilman, and we missed each other a couple times on the call. It says here that they passed the International Property Management Code. And what that means, folks, is I'm all for building codes. I think you should have to build a house. Make sure your electrical's proper when you're building a house. Make sure you build a decent house if you're the builder, so that when you sell that house to somebody, they can come in with assurance that the house is going to be in good shape. It's not going to burn down. The wiring's not bad. You're not going to have issues right from the beginning. Okay. I think there should be codes to make sure that house is built in a great quality, so that when you pay $100,000, $90,000, $200,000 for that house, you're getting your money's worth, and that house is going to be there for a while. Okay, I don't think somebody should be just allowed to slap something up and sell it to you, and I don't know the first thing about building a house. Okay, other than pest control part of it, which I've done for over 30 years, I wouldn't know what to look for in the wiring, the plumbing, and all that, the electrician, the heat and air, the roof. I wouldn't know what to look for. Okay, I don't know what's quality and what's not. It's just being honest. And how the windows fit, the doors fit, other than opening and shutting them. I don't know any of that stuff. Okay, I'm all for the building codes. I'm all for zoning. Okay, I've said it before. I don't want somebody to be able to put a business next door to me where I live, okay? But this property maintenance thing, this international property maintenance thing, I think this thing just goes a little too far. I just really do. They're going to tell you everything that you can and cannot do at your house. It's that simple. Everything, okay? One of the things in here, and I called the city recorder today and asked her a couple of questions about this. Okay, we discussed this a little last week, but I want to read this to you. I want to make sure you understand this. Okay, I've been in the pest control business for about 32 years now. There's a section in here about pest elimination, section 309 about pest elimination. This is what it says. All structures shall be kept free from insect and rodent infestation. All structures in which insects or rodents are found, okay, shall be promptly exterminated by approved processes. Okay, my first question there is, what are the approved processes? Who approves these processes? Okay, do you have to go to the city? If I've got a wasp nest hanging on my house, do I have to go to the city and say, hey, if I go down Lowe's or Home Depot or Walmart and I buy some wasp and, or you're just homeowners, if you go down there and you buy some wasp spray, is that an approved process? Do you have to go get somebody's permission to do that? Is that suitable? Okay. So who approves this process? Properly exterminated by approved processes that will not be injurious to human health. After pest elimination, proper precaution shall be taken to prevent reinfestation. Okay. The owner of the structure shall be responsible for pest elimination within the structure. This is if you're renting or leasing. Okay. So, but on this one is, okay, I like this because under this part, this first one, every house, every business in the city of Caryville, me being a professional, I'm licensed in the state of Tennessee for pest control. I'm a licensed pest control operator in the state of Tennessee. Okay. I can go to about any house. If I find 2 bugs, you've got an infestation. Okay. Under this code, you've got a requirement, the way I understand it, to hire a pest professional to eliminate that pest problem. Okay, you ain't got no choice, folks. I'm telling you, you ain't got no choice. Okay, unless they do like the city of La Follette's doing on their codes, and they pick and choose who they're going to enforce codes on. Because we discussed it last week, and I think we've discovered it that the city of La Follette, they are definitely picking and choosing, who they want to enforce codes on. Okay, it's really that simple. Okay. I asked about, somebody called in here last week and asked about the mayor's house. Again, I think the mayor, I think wonders of the mayor, but somebody called in and asked about the mayor's house. Well, I called somebody at the city of La Follette and asked them about that, okay? And I was told, yes, the mayor's house does not meet up to city code. It does not, okay? But nobody's pushing the issue, okay? Well, they sure pushed the issue with Wild Bob down there. As a matter of fact, if I remember right, they took a bulldozer down there and pushed the issue over the side of the hill. Okay? So whether you like Bob or not, and I've said it plenty of times, I didn't like that eyesore sitting there. Okay? But if he had a right to be there, then he had a right to be there. Okay? You've got, the Inman folks down there, they've got to, so this is the same kind of thing that's going to start happening in the city, in the city of Caryville. You're on the air.
Yeah, it's changing subject, that thing you're talking on.
Yes, sir.
But I'd like for you to come over 114 Timberlake Circle and give me an estimate for charges, spray termites and things like that.
Okay, I'll be glad to do that. You can write down my cell phone number.
I ain't got that's right with one met, buddy.
Okay.
This drop in on me. Somebody's home here all the time.
Okay.
What do you charge to get an estimate?
Nothing.
Yeah?
Nothing. Don't charge for an estimate at all.
Okay.
Okay.
114 Timberlake Circle now.
And where's that at?
You know where the armory is?
No. Is that in La Follette, Jacksboro?
Jacksboro.
Jacksboro, 114 Timberlake Circle.
Yeah.
Okay, brother. I'll be in touch.
Okay, buddy.
Thank you. Okay. But anyway, folks, just like the city of La Follette, where they're picking and choosing, are they going to start doing it? Because I asked the city recorder down in Caryville today. I said, you know, one of the things on here also is your grass can't be over 10 inches high. That's what they chose. Because there's some of the things on here they get to pick and choose what, you know, they get to set certain parameters on some things, okay? The grass, they got to pick and choose, and they chose 10 inches. I think the phone's trying to ring. You're on the air?
Jerry,
Yes.
I live there in Jacksboro. It's just outside the city limits.
Okay.
And I live in a little subdivision.
Okay.
And the house next door to me, where I used to live, the guy got sick, and he moved to Georgia with his dog.
Okay.
And for 3 years, I mowed that yard because it's just an eyesore, and I didn't want rats running everywhere.
Right.
And the first time I mowed it, he had big rocks back there and didn't know it until my lawnmower or
Right.
blades up. And I found out he owned one up in La Follette too.
Okay.
Up there, and they had an ordinance. They had to have that mowed.
Yeah.
But now,
Well, he must not have been in with the good people, the people that have the power on that one in La Follette. Because I mean, we've discovered on this show, talking to people that call in and all that,
yeah.
there's a very obvious case of selective enforcement in the city of La Follette.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's everywhere
You know, so
around here. But it's just so you know.
right.
And I believe that they ought to have some sort of stuff. But what you're talking about, some of this stuff here, it's just ridiculous.
Right. Well, you live in the county, right?
Yeah.
You don't actually live in any of the
Caryville.
cities, but you don't live in Caryville.
No, just outside.
Just outside, but you live in the county. Okay.
I live in the county.
Okay.
Right?
Now, my understanding, the county doesn't have anything like this.
Right, I know it, because I called William Baird. He was the mayor then. I called him. I said, can I get something done about this
Yeah.
this yard over here? Of course, I reckon he let his grow up there in Jacksboro for years.
Yeah. Now, Jacksboro shut that down, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they did.
If you go by that property now, I think it's pretty well cleaned off.
Yeah.
And it should have been. They've got the law.
Yeah.
And Jacksboro didn't choose to be. And of course, it took them a long time to enforce it, but they didn't pick and choose who they were going after on that one. They enforced their law.
They didn't. I think they would have some kind of ordinances or code enforcement or something. But now this international thing, I think it's just a little way out there on.
Well, there's something here. That's chapter 4. It says light, ventilation, and occupancy. They're talking about how much light you got in your house. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's
And there's one thing up here.
let's let Democrats off that up.
I don't know who. I don't.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
There's something out here about guardrails. Okay. Garbage disposal, refrigerators. Refrigerators and similar equipment not in operation shall be discarded, abandoned, or stored on premises.
Well, see, I'd be in trouble because I've got one refrigerator working out in the garage and one that's not.
Yeah. Oh, I read that wrong. Refrigerators and similar equipment not in operation shall not be discarded, abandoned, or stored on premises without first removing the doors. Okay. Well, I mean, that makes sense because you don't want some little kid come over getting in that thing.
Right, yeah, well,
That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, that's logic. Or put a big chain around that thing,
Right, yeah.
or make it where it won't close, but there's things I'm going to try to get to. There was one thing on here about a stop order that says, if I can find the stop work order. Okay, let me see if I can find it.
Well, that Carroll's got something like that because they,
they've just ran. What happened here? I talked to the city recorder, And she told me, I said, how did this come up? And she said, what happened here was that the building codes officer requested that they pass this so that she would have a little more teeth in basically calling out violators on some of these regulations. She'd have a little more teeth, because what happened, here's what I was told is going to happen, okay? Let's say your grass is a foot high, or let's just go, it can only be 10 inches high, okay? So your grass is 1.5 feet high, okay?
I've not been nowhere for a while, but
No, let me finish here, because you're going to be interested in this. You're a former law officer. I know who you are,
yeah,
okay?
okay.
This building codes officer is going to either stop and see you, knock on your door and talk to you, or they're going to send you a letter telling you you've got so many days to mow your grass, okay, to get that grass mowed down.
Right.
If you don't get that grass mowed down in whatever days they decide to give you, okay, then they're going to cite you to court. You're going to be fined. Not only are you going to have fine, you're going to have court costs, okay? Then you're still going to have to get your grass mowed. Or, my understanding, they're going to send somebody over to mow it, and they're going to bill you for it.
They gonna bill you for the equipment, the manpower,
Yes.
whatever they're, yeah, right.
They're going to bill you for all of that. So,
I've not been over by there a while, but you go by Asbury Park
yeah,
and go past the park and take a right before you go in the trailer park. You go out there and there's a house. You can't see it, but
Right.
there's a house there. And it's growed up. I mean, it's grown completely over the house. I mean, you can't even see the house.
Right.
You couldn't used to. But it was in some kind of court back then.
yeah,
And they wasn't nothing you could do, they said.
Yeah.
I don't know about now, but
Yeah.
but it growed up. I mean, you couldn't even tell there was a house in there.
right. So,
No man, he died years ago. And
well, and I can understand if you've got some extreme situations, okay? I wouldn't want somebody with, now I'm probably the worst in my neighborhood about getting my yard mowed in a timely fashion. I really am. I'm probably the worst in the world, okay? But I try to keep it mowed. I'm in and out of town so much, it's difficult to do. Now, I never let it get up to foot high or 10 inches, but my neighbors have usually got their yard mowed well before I do. So, but we try to keep it in good shape most all the time. But this business here, I mean, folks, you need to read this. You need to look up on the internet the International Property Maintenance Code. If you live in the city of Caryville, and see exactly what they can do. Okay, there's one here. Let me read this. Are you through? You got any more to say?
no.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate you calling. I want to read this stop work order thing.
All right.
Okay, thank you. There's a stop work order here, folks. Section 112, stop work order. When the code official finds any work regulated by this code being performed in a manner contrary to the provision of this code, that's basically saying if they don't like the way you're doing something, or a dangerous or unsafe manner, now I can understand that, a dangerous or unsafe manner, the code official, they don't have to go through any process, the official is authorized to issue a stop work order, okay? A stop work order shall be in writing and shall be given to the owner of the property, to the owner's agent, or to the person doing the work. Upon issuance of a stop work order, decided work shall immediately cease. Shall immediately cease, folks. So if this person comes up and they walk through there and they don't like something you're doing, they can write you an order right then to stop work. And according to this code, you got to stop on the spot. Nothing you can do about it. You're on the air.
Yeah, that's a little ridiculous. I wonder how many family members they got working underneath that code.
I don't know, I don't understand why they, this is, Mr. Henson, R.L. Henson brought this to my attention last week.
Yeah.
I wasn't even aware that the city of Caryville was considering this. And then I read an article on WLAF this week that they passed it. So I looked into it a little more and I thought, man, this is just crazy.
Yeah, you know what that reminds me of?
What's that?
a little story over in Bad Kreuznach, Germany.
Okay.
It's about over what it all boils down to. It's just a bunch of colonists.
Yeah. That's about what this is.
Yeah, it is.
This is Bernie Sanders socialism,
Yeah,
or Barney, so whatever his name is.
yeah.
I ain't voting for him, so I don't know what his name is.
Oh, we gotta support him now. It's hard. Don't forget that old Trump in there. He's nuts.
He is, but he's my nut. I'm voting for him.
Think he's gonna get his 1237?
Huh?
Do you think he's gonna get his 12?
Oh yeah, that's a done deal. That's done. Yeah, I think he's good.
I hope he does, just on kind of
Yeah.
keep it from being thrown into convention.
Yeah. So hey, I heard somebody did a poll. There's somebody calling. I'm gonna you keep holding on. I heard a poll this week.
Oh.
Somebody did a poll, and it had to be solid Democrat poll, that they said on morality, moral issues, and person having morals, okay, Hillary scored higher than Donald Trump.
I don't believe it.
I don't think Hillary's got any morals, does she? I'm sorry if you're a Hillary fan, you have to prove to me that she's got any morals at all. Okay, she's got no morals whatsoever. I don't care what Trump's are, she ain't got none.
Did you have you heard what they've come out with that Benghazi there?
I've seen all kinds of different stuff on that.
Well, they got a thing coming out showing that, and they even had one of the SEALs talking that they could have left Italy and got there in time.
Yeah,
It took 3 hours,
yeah,
and it wasn't just the president.
yeah.
Hillary asked them to step down.
Yeah, she went back to sleep, didn't she?
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
Hey, buddy, I got somebody else been calling me there.
She turned that channel on and went right back to sleep.
There you go. Thank you, man.
All right, Jerry.
You're on the. I was coming to you. See, wait, let me finish reading this. Upon issuance of a stop work order, decided work shall immediately cease. The stop work order shall state the reason for the order and the condition. When an emergency consists, the code official shall not be required to give a written notice prior to stopping the work. What line's that ringing? You're on the air.
Hey, good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Let me finish reading this, okay?
Right here, sir.
Failure to comply with a stop work order. Listen to this, folks. Failure to comply with a stop work order. Any person who shall continue any work after having been served with a stop work order, except such work as that person is directed to perform to remove a violation or unsafe condition, shall be liable to a fine of not less than, and they can say how much or more than they. So if this codes officer decides they're going to stop your work, and you decide, I'm going to continue working, you're going to face a fine for doing that. Okay. So, and again, who's to decide? Folks, this is way overreaching. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, don't you just love it?
So there's one, if I can find it again, about working on cars in your driveway.
Well, I'll tell you what. I thought this thing, and not only myself, but Ronnie Sharp brought this thing to my attention. I can remember exactly where I was at,
Okay.
weather, and everything when he brought this to my attention.
Okay.
That was back when the city of La Follette was looking at it. And we have fought this thing, and you support codes and everything else. I've switched over, and I think, boy, this is the greatest thing there ever was. If you just stop and think, the American citizens, the government's saying that we don't have the intelligence or whatever else to manage
Yeah.
ourselves. But here's what the bottom line is, and people don't realize it. Every square inch of the United States of America is owned by the federal government. And I'd like for somebody to call in and dispute what I'm saying. The federal government owns every square inch of the United States of America, and it is subleased to 50 states who sublease it to counties.
Yeah.
Tennessee has subleased 90 counties from the state of Tennessee, or from government.
95.
Of 95 counties, and it comes right on down. Campbell County has subleased out to 3 different cities.
Yeah.
Okay, now, the property that we're talking about does not belong to the citizens.
Yeah.
Nor does any structure that they build on that property.
Yeah.
They lease this property, and from their leaseors, their leasees, and their lease payment is called a tax.
Yeah.
And that tax is set by people who we elect.
Yeah.
Now, I'd like for some of the people out there, we got people who are called educated people.
Yeah.
I'd like for them to explain this to me. Now, I have fought this thing. I think
Listen,
the citizens
Yeah.
of this country have the intelligence to survive
yeah.
and do whatever. But we're allowing what the whole thing is. But look, I can make a scenario of what you're talking about.
Right.
You say that any structure or whatever, that somebody goes to buy a house, you don't know nothing about a house. So thus the government has got to protect you. Let me ask you a question. Let's say,
That is the position they put themselves in, okay?
Okay.
I, for one, am happy that somebody is there protecting me from buying something that 6 months after I buy it could fall apart, okay?
Okay, but-
That's all I'm making the point on. This, I think, is overreaching,
well, no, this is fine. But let me explain something else.
okay?
That inspector and all these building codes and whatever else that you're relying on, you're not paying for them.
Yeah.
It's the citizen, it's grandma out here that's living on a fixed income, that's not building a house, is supplementing the payment.
Well, why am I not supplementing the payment?
Well, you're supplementing, but you're not paying the whole bill.
Okay, we're not paying the whole bill, but we're certainly, if you're supplementing, I'm supplementing, other people are supplementing.
Well, people are supplementing the bill
Yeah.
that are not building a building.
So you would be all for, we don't pay any taxes whatsoever?
No, sir. I think what we should do is break this thing. Well, let me back up and say this. This is socialism. What you're reading right here is socialism.
I agree with you on that. I'm absolutely 100%. I'm 100% with you on this. This is socialism.
Well, like I say, I've switched over. And I think this is the greatest thing there ever was.
Okay.
I think that the government should go socialist, and they already have. The government controls everything that we do.
Well, Barack Obama's government's certainly trying to. There's no question about that.
Okay, can you give me an example of some part of your life that the government does not have a direct or indirect control of? Just name me one thing of your life that I can show you that they have an indirect or a direct control of.
Okay. They don't control where I work.
They don't control where you work.
Right.
Okay.
They don't.
Let me rephrase this.
Okay.
Let me say that if you're in business,
Okay.
can you tell me a business that the government does not control? And whenever we go back to socialism,
Okay.
what socialism is? Socialism, the definition is to where the government.
Well, they don't. Now, let's take your business, for instance, okay? They don't control what jobs you go to and don't go to.
They control everything about my business. From, you name it, they control every piece of equipment I've got. They control where I work on it. They control how I work on it. They control where I use it, how much it weighs, how fast it travels, how many certificates you have to sit in the seat. I can name you this list of things that the government controls in the business that I'm in.
Okay, because the business you're in, you operate some pretty deadly equipment, right?
Well, how many of us has got killed? Well,
So there are government oversights
okay.
in your business to protect me from you or one of your employees driving a piece of junk, a piece of equipment that you don't know is going to make it up and down the road, that you don't know is going to stop, okay? They try to regulate that to make sure that, that's why I think some of that's, pretty good stuff, because they're trying to regulate and make sure, and I'm not picking on you, I'm using it as an example, okay? And in other businesses that, because, you've got to admit, some of that equipment you have there, if it got out of control on the road, it's pretty dangerous.
Well, anyhow.
So they try to make sure, I understand they try to make sure your brakes are adequate, your tires probably not in danger of blowing while you're going down the road. That's protecting me, and I appreciate that.
Let me go back to the definition then.
Okay.
Okay, so The definition of socialism is where that the government controls all manufacturing and the delivery of goods.
Yeah.
Okay? Then what you're saying is you're totally satisfied with socialism.
I didn't say that. You said that.
Okay, but you think that every aspect of my business should be controlled by the government.
I didn't say that either.
Well, you just said that,
I appreciate them making sure your vehicles are safe and sound going up and down that road if that's what they do. Okay? Because I had a friend of mine probably 15 years ago was sitting in a bank parking lot, okay, on a dump truck hauling hot asphalt. The brakes failed on that thing, rolled down that hill, and that whole truckload of hot asphalt turned over and buried this man alive.
I understand.
Okay? Could government oversight have stopped that? Probably not.
Okay.
But at least those things are being checked, right?
Well, we can use all sorts of,
There are, but there's no doubt. Okay, and I think every one of us would agree, and I've said this before, because of the society we live in, there has to be somebody doing the police, okay, sheriff's department, the Follett Police, Caryville, Jacksboro, Jellicoe. There has to be somebody watching over society to make sure that we all intermingle in a proper manner.
okay, this goes right back to what I'm saying.
Okay.
That we should have no control whatsoever over anything that we do as far as the manufacture, distribution, or whatever of any goods. The government should have total control. And this is what goes
Well, I disagree with you on that.
but this is the definition of socialism.
Okay, well, that's what Bernie Sanders wants. That ain't what I want.
Oh, Bernie's my man.
There you go.
Yeah, buddy, $15 an hour and everything's free. I mean, you can't beat that.
Yeah, you can't beat it, but it ain't gonna happen.
I don't know.
So, hey, brother, I got somebody else calling.
Okay.
Appreciate you calling, man.
Okay, appreciate your time.
Okay, thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
You're on the air.
Hey, big guy.
Hey, buddy.
Great conversation tonight.
Well, this thing here, when they passed this in City of Caryville, and Mr. Henson pointed it out to me, man, this is nothing more than Big Brother watching over you.
Well, let me tell you, the founding fathers tried to create a little brother,
Yeah.
and they wrote a constitution which talk about selective application of the law. That U.S. Constitution, there's parts of it they just totally ignore.
Yeah.
The federal government, and this is in the Constitution, the federal government can only own 10 square miles of property.
Yeah.
That's for the U.S. Capitol. That's Washington, D.C., okay? That's specified in the Constitution.
Right.
Or other properties by permission of the state for arsenals, armories, ports, and forts. Now get that. Only that which is necessary by permission of the state for arsenals, armories, ports, and forts.
Okay.
So that means every federal park we've got, I think there's 54 or 38? There's either 38 or 54 national parks. Those are illegal. If they write you a ticket for speeding in a national park, challenge it all the way to the Supreme Court because they don't have the authority to have that national park. The Bureau of Land Management is illegal. Federally owned territories is illegal or unconstitutional.
Okay.
If they were not applying the Constitution by selective process. And all this is in black and white, and it's in English that they could teach to any high school student. And it's absolutely abhorrent that the federal government, as Mr. Henson says, and the state government and the county government are
destroying one of the great legs of the stool of liberty, and that's property rights.
Yeah.
There's other rights: life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, and property. It's property is essential to liberty and freedom.
Yeah.
So
Well, here's a provision I know that we've talked about this before, you and I have. And it was scope and administration of this code, okay? Only through careful observation of administrative provisions can the building official reasonably expect to demonstrate that equal protection under the law has been provided. So, they're going to say that they're going to provide equal protection of the law for everybody.
well, that's in the 14th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States.
Right. So my point to that is, if let's say I was on vacation for a couple of weeks, a week or something like that, and my grass did get up to say 13, 14 inches. Okay. And I got a notice, and I didn't get my yard mowed, and they called me into court. Okay. Well, the first thing I'm going to ask is, does every house and every business in the city of Caryville have pest control service?
You know,
And if the answer to that is no, I'm going to say, then how come you are, because this is saying equal protection of the law for everybody, equal, okay? Well, how come you're hitting me on this, but, because according to this code, everybody's got to have pest control service, okay? Everybody. So
exactly.
I want to know, if you're hitting me on a yard thing, and there's one on here about vehicles, I'll try to find it again, now, you can't work on vehicles in your yard. If you're going to work on a vehicle, it's got to be inside. You've got to do that in the house.
That means you can't have a battery die in your car in your driveway. You have to either find a way to push it into the garage or have a tow company
Get it out of there.
come and move it into your garage so that you can go down to O'Reilly's and buy a new battery and replace it.
Yeah.
If you're not permitted to do that in your driveway.
You're not permitted. Well, you can do, there's,
You know,
this thing's so long, I'm trying to find that section again.
I can't believe locally elected officials would apply anything to local citizens that has the word international in the front of it.
Well, one thing I want to know is,
National Building Code.
listen to this one now.
Their own building code.
Listen to this one, folks in Caryville. Listen to this.
I'm going to get off here.
Okay, thank you, brother.
Hey, thank you.
Okay. 304.14, insect screens. During the period from date to date, they get to put, the city gets to decide what the dates are, okay? Every door, window, and other outside opening required for ventilation of habitable rooms, food preparation areas, food service areas, or any areas where products to be included or utilized in food or human consumption or processed, manufactured, packaged, or stored shall be supplied with approved. Again, who approves this stuff? Who approves it? Okay. This word approved is all through this thing. Who approves this? Okay. Tight fitting screens of minimum, they even tell you minimum 16 mesh per inch. And every screen door used for insect control shall have a self-closing device in good working order. Okay? So they're not only telling you got to have screens, they're telling you got to have a screen door, and that thing's got to close itself. You're on the air.
Just one question, Jerry.
Go ahead, brother.
What was the vote on that? Was it demo or?
I tried to get a hold of a councilman today. I missed calls because I was going to ask that question. Hopefully I'll find the answer to that question before next week. Because I certainly was going to get, I certainly did, I wanted to know the same thing what you just asked. Because I'm interested in that too. But I mean, this goes into, plumbing fixtures. And some of this goes along with the building codes, okay? There's no question. Some of this goes along with the building codes, okay? But some of it just goes a lot further. It just does. And
It was too far.
to me, it does. It goes too far, okay? And all through this thing, It says, general, all windows and doors shall be boarded in an approved manner, okay? To prevent entry by unauthorized person and shall be painted to correspond with color of existing. Oh, listen, oh gosh, I didn't even see this one.
Are you gonna be up there?
All windows and doors shall be boarded in an approved manner to prevent entry by unauthorized persons and shall be painted to correspond to the color of the existing structure. They're even telling you what color to paint your door.
Oh my God.
They're telling you what color you got to paint your door. I'm telling you, brother. So you can't, I've seen a lot of homes, you probably have too, that there's a lot of folks like to paint their door either that hunter green, even though there's no more hunter green on the house, and they make for a beautiful door. Okay,
Yeah.
They'll paint them a blue or a red, and there'll be no other blue. I'm guessing now in the city of Caryville, you can't do that anymore. Okay, I'm assuming that
Live in there.
I'm assuming down here in the city.
You up there
I,
Friday at the dinner?
no, I'm not going to that.
Okay.
No, you going?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to that. I got no desire to go to that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I ain't never been to one. That Watts, I watched him when he's a congressman. I always thought he's a pretty smart fella. I just like to listen to him.
Well, I'd like to hear him because I used to watch him when he played football for Oklahoma.
Yeah.
He was a great quarterback. I mean,
He was.
he was a great quarterback. Okay.
When I first heard him, I thought, man, he's awful smart. What you done in Congress?
He got in Congress and and I'd like that, but all this thing is a it's a feel good party for Dennis Powers, and I'm not voting for Dennis Powers. I'm pulling for Bob Fannin. I'm going to support Bob Fannin all the way through. So I'm not giving any money in support of Dennis Powers, and if you go to that dinner, that's what you're doing.
Well, I got mine get to me, so.
Okay, so there you go. So, okay, brother, I appreciate you.
Sunday, buddy.
Thank you.
All right.
So, and he said, see you Sunday, folks. That fella and we go to church together. If you don't go to church somewhere, go find you a good church to go to. Okay, so got time for 2 or 3 more calls. Folks, this thing here, some of this looks like it's for commercial properties. Some of it looks like it's for residential properties, okay? I don't think there's a here's another one, folks. Listen to this. Rubbish and garbage. Containers. The operator of every establishment producing garbage shall provide and at all times cause to be utilized, approved, again, who's approving all this stuff, leak-proof containers provided with close-fitting covers for the storage of such materials until removed from the premises for disposal. Okay? Folks, you're going to get fined for a lot of stuff. It's that simple. You're going to get fined for a lot of stuff. This thing's crazy. You're on the air.
Hey, Jerry,
Yes, sir.
I was just going to say, since I swapped over, that this ought to be a federal law. It should come down. It and the International Building Codes, International Property Maintenance, all this should become federal law to protect all the citizens to where that whenever you say structure, if your structure is X many feet, that could include your doghouse.
Yeah,
Your dog has as many as 2 fleas.
yeah,
I think it should cover it. And this law, they shouldn't nitpick the thing. It should be enforced.
yeah,
Every word of it and every part of it should be enforced the same way with the International Building Code.
yeah,
Instead of taking these codes and nitpicking them,
yeah,
whatever, enforce the entire thing.
yeah.
And we'll do away with unemployment.
Right.
Because about 20% of the people could be inspectors.
Oh, yeah, they're going to need a lot of inspectors to keep up. Let me read you these 3. There's the short ones here. Windows, skylights, and door frames. Every window, skylight, door, and frame shall be kept in good sound condition, good repair, and weather tight. Who's going to decide whether that thing's weather tight or not? Okay?
Well,
And glazing compounds. You know what glazing compounds are?
Yeah,
All glazing materials shall be maintained free from cracks and holes.
right.
Okay, so you can't have, if you can't have a crack on your house.
That's right, you cannot.
You can't have a crack or a hole. Okay, so you can't be hanging something on your walls because that creates a hole. Okay, open windows. Every window, other than a fixed window, shall be easily openable and capable of being held in position by window hardware. I got one question, and Mr. Henson, I believe you'll agree with me. For every council member in Caryville, including the mayor, did you read this thing before you passed it?
That's the same question that I asked
You know,
to the County Powers Act.
I want to know, did you read this thing before you passed it? That's what I want to know.
Oh, okay.
Did they read? This thing is very long, okay? I'd like to know if they read the whole thing before they passed it. Because now, brother, I think you'll agree with me, Mr. Henson. This is Big Brother watching over you in a big time way.
County Powers Act is the same.
Yeah, so-
I'm being facetious about this thing.
I understand that,
Make
so,
jokes about it because I know that the people who are on the conservative side don't stand a chance and you know where.
right,
We're right now, if you go back to the demographics and whatever else, right
Yeah.
now this country is going socialist.
right,
Socialism right there, along with the County Powers Act, and you name it, dozen other things. And the studies show right now, I believe the demographic is from 18 to 25, 58% of our people, of the citizens, agree with socialism. Now, those people right there that are up to age 25 are going to be age 35 in 10 years.
Well, because they want somebody to take care of them. They don't want to have to do nothing for themselves.
Okay, what do you think Barney Sanders is doing so good? He's promising everybody free.
Yeah.
And I'm getting on that by wagon, buddy. And let me just give you a quick thing there, an article I read. Switzerland, on June the 5th, their citizens are going to vote to, if they pass a resolution they put up, and this is the citizens, that every adult citizen of Switzerland who is a Swiss
Citizen,
citizen is going to be guaranteed $5,600. $5,600. No, let me back up. No, I'm sorry. $2,600 per month, and that'd be $5,200 for a couple. Guaranteed.
yeah,
Guaranteed. Now, if 50% or a larger percentage of their citizens are not working, not doing anything or whatever, they're going to vote for this. And I don't know how Switzerland will do it or how they'll pay for this thing. And every minor child or whatever is a guarantee or is going to be paid $650 a month.
yeah,
Anyhow, took a lot of your time. This is where, though, whenever we say something is free, and we've got a whole lot of stuff right here that's being told that's free, and I believe we're being told health care is going to be free, and you name it.
yeah.
Now, I appreciate your time and bringing this subject up. I don't think it's going to make much difference.
Right.
We can talk about it, but it is the law.
Right,
And we might as well get on the boat and make it a federal law.
right.
Thank you for your time and
Okay.
bringing attention.
Thank you, brother.
Have a good day.
Okay. So, folks, probably got time for one more call if somebody wants to call in. If you've got access to the internet, you got access to the computer, just put in International Property Maintenance Code. I'm sorry, International Property Maintenance Code. It'll take you right to it. The version I found is 2012. If there's a newer version, I didn't see it. There was one that said 2015, but all I saw was some oversights. I never found the actual code, so I went back to the 2012 on the. So there's just a lot of stuff in here, and I've tried to determine whether this is actually for commercial properties or for residential, and I can't determine that it's one way or the other. It appears to me that there are a lot of issues pertaining to both. Okay, and this is passed in the city of Caryville. The city of Caryville is under this now, whether you like it or not. Okay, you're under this, okay? They're gonna tell you where your cars are gonna be parked, where they're not gonna be parked. If you've got a car broke down, in your driveway and they discover it's broke down, you better get that thing out of there or get it fixed, get it moving. They're gonna determine your garbage cans, where they're gonna be, what you're gonna do with them. The color of your door, that one's funny. They're gonna determine the color of your door on your house, okay? If they come by and they don't like the color of your door, you're in trouble, okay? That's what this thing says, the color of the door on your house. That's funny, folks. So read that, and might want to talk to your council members in the city of Caryville about this thing. Honeybee, we about done?
Yep, got about 5 seconds.
Appreciate you folks. Honeybee says we're done. We'll see you next week.